Breaking news, the Department of Homeland Security has just confirmed to CNN that federal law enforcement agents have raided properties owned by musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
I think, we have seen many photos, videos of Sean Combs, aka Diddy, through the Associated Press, through Instagram. And so to see him kind of in person after being in jail for 3 weeks now was pretty interesting, to say the least.
When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on.
I've been to plenty Diddy parties. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen? Yeah.
Jim Carrey just spilled some surprising tea about Diddy's infamous parties. Apparently, Jim has never been spotted at any of Diddy's wild, secret freak-off events. And now he's finally revealing why. Could it be because Jim's been speaking out about Hollywood's darker side, mentioning things like the Illuminati running the show? Marlon Wayans seems to think so. Plus, with Diddy's recent legal troubles, is it all just a coincidence, or is there more going on? What is Jim really trying to tell us about why he's been kept out of Diddy's exclusive circle? Let's dig into this. But first, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and you smash that notification bell for more updates on this.
Marlon, you been to the Hollywood party. What's going on at these Hollywood parties?
I left early. I've been to plenty Diddy parties. I left. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen? Yeah. At what time did this go down? Because I was there till 3:30. You mean 3:32? So they waited for me to leave? Like, all right, good. That Wayans. You wearing a dress and the white man got you wearing a dress and nothing. No, man, you got it twisted. The white man got me wearing a dress. I didn't do this to try and get in Hollywood. This was something that we created because we said this would be funny.
Right.
Period. All of these deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Hollywood didn't want him no more because he did this thing called Duck Soup that bombed, or Duck something, Duck Factory, and it bombed. And so they were cold on him. So the network didn't want him. And then Keenan saw Jim in the audition that Damon brought him to, and Damon was bigging him up. Keenan was like, he's hilarious. And then from there, he put him on.
It seems like Diddy could be in some serious legal hot water. Over 100 people are expected to file lawsuits accusing him of SA, with cases set to be submitted in various states throughout the next month, according to the lawyer representing the accusers. This is just the latest addition to a growing list of similar lawsuits against the music icon, who's already facing trial after being indicted earlier this month.
To see him kind of in person after being in jail for 3 weeks now was pretty interesting, to say the least. And I say that by being that you would expect him to feel a little defeated, a little gaunt, anything like that. But it wasn't that case. He appeared confident. He stood tall. But most importantly and most notably, when he walked inside the courtroom, the first thing that he looked at was his family. As soon as he saw his family, he just lit up. Another thing to note, too, is he wasn't shackled, but he was wearing a khaki prison-like jumpsuit when he appeared inside court.
And we don't know what those charges could be. We don't know if there could be multiple defendants. We don't know if they're respect to potentially minors. No, am I crazy to think that there's no way this trial is then going to happen in May?
It's unlikely, especially if there's a superseding indictment involving minors, because minors present a completely different set of circumstances. Because we know through his lawyers, Combs is arguing that this activity happened but it was consensual. Of course, for sex trafficking, you need one of those three elements: force, fraud, or coercion. Obviously, minors cannot consent to any sexual activity, so that would be a very different defense entirely.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that telling you about. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them.
Many of these new cases are linked to Diddy's notorious freak-offs, which have always sparked controversy. Recently, more celebrities have started to reveal shocking details about what allegedly happened at these wild gatherings, including claims of human exploitation, substance use, and other dark activities people don't even want to discuss.
As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than live up to that.
Maybe this will be third time's the charm, because the difference between this bail motion and the prior two is that this one really does get to the heart of what the court was concerned about, which was witness intimidation. And so when you have this dangerousness assessment, it's not just a danger that you will harm people or harm yourself, but a danger that you will interfere in how they conduct the case. And those were good arguments. I did not know that after he found out that they were grand jury witnesses, he had no further contact with them, and that when the contact was happening, it was more in relation to the civil cases.
When you think about it, Jim Carrey has been speaking out for years about the shady stuff going on behind closed doors in Hollywood. His warnings are starting to hit a little too close to home now. A great example of Jim Carrey's existential moments happened during a quick interview at the 2017 New York Fashion Week. Right from the beginning, things got pretty strange.
No meaning to any of this, so I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I come to and join, and here I am.
Some people thought he was just rambling nonsense, but others who understood him felt he was calling out Hollywood's obsession with self-importance. And this wasn't the first time Carrey took a shot at Hollywood's elites. Back in 2014, while promoting Dumb and Dumber 2 on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Carrey came out making an odd hand gesture, which Kimmel later joked looked like a gang sign. When asked what it was, Carrey shrugged it off, saying, "Come on, you know what this is." He then started talking about how he was tied to all the secrets, calling the gesture a symbol of the Illuminati.
The time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
Carrey also mentioned that for a while now, people on TV have been working with the government to keep us distracted from what's really going on and to make sure we stay calm and obedient.
Talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh.
It's no secret that Hollywood can be shady, with all kinds of things happening behind closed doors. But lately, the revelations about what Diddy has been up to for years have shocked not just fans, but even the Hollywood insiders.
We're now getting a closer look at the mountains of evidence federal investigators collected at the homes of P. Diddy leading up to his indictment. This includes things like guns, ammunition, electronic evidence, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant.
Recently, comedian Tommy Davidson, who's been in the industry for a long time, spoke about why Jim Carrey stepped away from the spotlight. Tommy explained that while Jim found huge success with movies like Ace Ventura, The Mask, and The Truman Show, he's been more focused lately on personal growth. According to Tommy, Jim, who is a close friend, has turned his attention toward becoming a better person, emphasizing things like being a caring son and living a more meaningful, non-materialistic life. Tommy then shared memories from his childhood, reflecting on how his mother's lessons about giving and gratitude shaped his view of success. He recalled,
"My mother was the kind of woman that would we was on welfare,
right?
And we coming up the stairs.
Jim Carrey's career in the entertainment world has been filled with both highs and challenges. He became famous for comedic roles in hits like Liar Liar, Bruce Almighty, The Mask, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Dumb and Dumber, and The Cable Guy. But despite all the success, Jim has faced his share of struggles. He's also shown his serious side with roles like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where he earned tons of praise alongside Kate Winslet. In the early days of his career, Jim worked with comedy legend Rodney Dangerfield, who really helped him dive into comedy and find his potential. His rise to stardom in the 1990s also came from his unforgettable performances on the TV show In Living Color. But did you know Jim Carrey wasn't Hollywood's first choice? It was actually the Wayans family that helped make him a star. Marlon Wayans says his older brother, Keenen Ivory Wayans, was known for creating stars. Keenen didn't just help his siblings' careers, he also played a role in launching many A-listers we know today.
Parents did a great job. How do you get all these successful children? My parents did a great job, and then Keenen was the pioneer to go, this is what we could do. But my parents, Howard Wayans and Elvira Wayans, they were them. I have a special Good Grief on Amazon Prime right now where I pay homage to my parents. And, you know, that was a very hard time losing my parents. Killed me, broke me up.
How about this? Did you have an appreciation for your parents then like you do now? Because a lot of times when you're going through it, they're telling you things, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a kid, you know, so forth and so on. I don't think I had the appreciation. I understood what my grandmother, my grandfather was doing for me, but I didn't get an appreciation, a true appreciation, till I left the house and I got on my own and I could hear everything they had ever said to me as a child being replayed in my head.
I think in some cases, yes. I think that, like my mother used to always give us business advice.
Okay.
My mother would be like, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy real estate. Yeah.
He said, I wouldn't be successful without your brother.
Yeah. I wouldn't be successful without my brother either. I think a lot of us wouldn't be successful without my brother. I think my brother, well, it's different for me. I was nurtured. So I still think because I had their guidance and their nurturing, I was gonna make it. Believe me.
During a chat on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay, Marlon shared a story about how Keenen stepped in to save Jim's career when he hit a rough patch. After Jim's 1984 NBC sitcom The Duck Factory flopped and was canceled after one season, Hollywood seemed to turn its back on him. Marlon recalled they were done with him. The network didn't want him anymore. With Jim Carrey's career looking pretty bleak at the time, Keenen Ivory Wayans saw something others didn't. After Carrey went to an audition set up by Marlon's brother Damon, Keenen immediately knew, saying he's hilarious. And from there, things took off for Jim. But Carrey's road to success wasn't easy. He faced tough challenges and constant rejection in his quest to make it in the entertainment industry. One major setback was when he tried to join Saturday Night Live, but his audition was rejected right away. According to Insider, Jim's audition tape never even made it to the show's executive producer, Lorne Michaels.
Black people, black artists, stop minimalizing your creativity. We should do it all. Physical comedy, we should do drama, we should do, you know, romantic comedy. You gotta do slapstick. We should be able to cover all forms of our expression of comedy because white people don't do that. White people don't sit there and go, man, look at Dustin Hoffman wearing that dress.
Robin Williams.
Look at Robin Williams wearing a dress.
Michaels later explained to Vanity Fair that he never got the chance to see Carrey's tape. He said, someone there thought I didn't think Lorne would like it, and they were probably wrong, but it doesn't matter. Or maybe they were right, who knows? No one gets it all right. Luckily, Jim found success anyway. He didn't hold any grudges, and he even went on to host SNL 3 times. He also appeared on the show's 40th anniversary special in 2015. Despite his rise in Hollywood, Carrey faced personal losses. He lost both his parents within a few years. His mom in 1991 and his dad in 1994. In 2014, Jim shared how his father had actually inspired him to follow his dreams. His dad was incredibly talented and could have made it in show business, but was too afraid to take the risk. So many of us choose our path out of fear, disguised as practicality. Carrey explained via ABC News, "My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that was possible for him, so he played it safe and got a job as an accountant. Later on, when his dad lost his job, he had to reevaluate his life choices." Jim Carrey reflects on that time as an important lesson, realizing that even the safest choices can lead to failure. He emphasizes that it's better to face failure while chasing what you truly love. For him, that meant diving headfirst into acting and comedy, driven by his real passion for performing. On top of that, Carrey has been open about his struggles with mental health. While his on-screen characters are known for making people laugh, he's battled depression for years and sought professional help to manage it. In a 2004 interview on 60 Minutes, Carrey talked about his experience. "I was on Prozac for a long time. It might have have helped me for a while, but people stay on it forever. I had to stop because I realized everything was just okay. Although Jim Carrey is a hugely talented and versatile actor, he's definitely faced highs and lows in his career. In recent years, he's taken a step back from acting, but his love for it hasn't faded. One fan shared, he lost his parents at the height of his success, but he kept going. His comedy was golden, and his drama performances were equally amazing. Another added, he turned his pain into joy for us. That's a beautiful way to live. Lately, Carrey's sudden withdrawal from the spotlight has left his friends worried. Once the life of the party, he now seems to live in self-imposed isolation, far from the vibrant personality everyone remembers. Since stepping away from Hollywood in 2022 to focus on his art, Carrey has stayed out of the public eye, and rumors suggest he's not quite the same person he used to be. This drastic shift has many wondering if something deeper is happening behind the scenes. Concerns about Jim Carrey's well-being began after he chose to step away from his acting and comedy career to focus on his art. In March 2022, the Ace Ventura star told Access Hollywood that he was likely retiring from acting. He said, "Yeah, I'm probably retiring. I'm being pretty serious. Unless the angels bring me a script written in gold ink that feels important for people to see, I'm taking a break." Carrey added, "I feel like, and you probably won't hear another celebrity say this, I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough." This shift towards seeking personal fulfillment through art has led some of his friends to worry about him. Carrey's career has always been versatile. He's known for his comedy, but also earned praise for serious roles, like his performance in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Kate Winslet. Early in his career, Carrey faced a lot of struggles in the tough world of entertainment. Comedy legend Rodney Dangerfield played a key role in helping him navigate the industry and realize his potential. Carrey's rise to stardom in the 1990s was cemented by his work on In Living Color. When Jim Carrey first entered the entertainment scene, he quickly learned how hard it was to make it. As the New York Times detailed, Carrey faced a long and difficult road to success, spending almost a decade doing comedy wherever he could, trying to get noticed and taken seriously in Hollywood. In a candid moment, Jim Carrey shared, "For years I used to drive up to Mulholland Drive every night, look at the city, and imagine myself being successful and in demand. While it might sound like he was chasing wealth, his real goal was mastering his craft." He reflected on a key moment when he was 15 and his dad got him a spot at a comedy club in Toronto. His first try didn't go well. He got booed off stage while wearing a polyester suit that didn't quite fit the crowd. But instead of giving up, he came back 2 years later with a more genuine, laid-back style, and it worked. At 19, Carrey made the big move to Los Angeles, working hard to improve his skills until he caught the attention of industry giants like Sam Kinison and Rodney Dangerfield. This eventually led to TV roles and a step up in his career. However, his road to success wasn't smooth. More recently, Carrey didn't hold back when talking about the infamous Oscar incident between Will Smith and Chris Rock. It happened during the 94th Academy Awards when Smith slapped Rock after a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair loss.
Lord! Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
While promoting Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Carrey told Gayle King on CBS that he was disgusted by the whole scene, especially when Smith received a standing ovation after winning Best Actor for King Richard. I was sickened by the standing ovation," Carrey said, making it clear he wasn't okay with how things unfolded.
I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
Jim Carrey didn't hold back when calling out Hollywood, saying they'd become spineless and lost their edge. He seemed to suggest that the way Will Smith was handled after the Oscar slap only confirmed his suspicions that Will Smith's rise to fame might be due to certain things he did to get there, and that's likely why he's still being protected. Carrey believes that without this protection, Smith should have been kicked out of the Oscars right after the slap. "You don't have the right to walk on stage and smack someone just because they said something you didn't like," Carrey said.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
When Gayle King mentioned that Chris Rock chose not to press charges, Carrey pointed out that Rock probably just didn't want the hassle.
They asked Chris, "Do you want to file charges?" and Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Some people are speculating that Smith's alleged protectors in Hollywood are the reason for all the drama. Many think Chris Rock didn't sue because of the power Smith supposedly holds, which lets him get away with things. Rumors have been swirling that Smith gained his power through shady means, with some even claiming he participated in certain rituals, including those involving gay activities to climb the Hollywood ladder. Jaguar Wright has even spoken about it herself.
They're both they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
If it were just Jaguar making these claims, people might ignore it as another wild accusation. But someone even closer to Will Smith, his former assistant and friend Bilal, has shared even more shocking details.
And then I saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin. All right, I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having Will.
Let me process that for a second. Who was on top?
It wasn't a top. There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Like, it was... Yeah.
Hollywood is known for its unpredictable nature, and maybe that's why Jada Pinkett Smith decided to distance herself from Will. In case you missed it, Jada recently opened up about their marriage troubles. In a preview for an NBC News special promoting her memoir, Worthy, she revealed that she and Will have been living apart since 2016, even though they've kept up appearances in public.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce.
So what does this all mean? Well, many believe Hollywood started turning its back on Jim Carrey after he began exposing some of its best-kept secrets. Rumors suggest that the industry tried to keep him stuck in comedy, stifling his desire to explore more serious roles and his full potential. We all know that when an actor starts calling out Hollywood, their career and personal life can take a hit. Marlon Wayans even mentioned something similar when talking about Jim Carrey, and that's exactly what happened to him. His career started to decline, and he faced devastating personal losses. The tragic demise of his ex-girlfriend and the accusations from her parents about his involvement deeply affected him. Hollywood's lack of support only added to Carrey's growing disillusionment with the industry.
Do my own sketches, and I could, and I will, and I just feel like everything is God. When it don't happen, don't be mad. God's writing your story, so trust him.
In the midst of all this, Carrey found solace in spirituality. He turned to meditation and visualization to help manifest success. This spiritual journey led him to question not only his life as an actor, but also the truth behind Hollywood itself. He realized that the industry demanded more than just talent. It often required complete submission to roles, sometimes at the cost of one's mental health. Jim Carrey's bold stance changed how people saw him as an artist and shined a light on the ongoing battle between creative freedom and the industry's desire for control. By challenging the usual ideas of fame and celebrity, Carrey became a real threat to Hollywood's carefully crafted image. This likely caused the industry to lose interest in him and try to damage his reputation. Carrey's choice to step away from Hollywood's spotlight is a powerful reminder of the tough challenges artists face in the entertainment world. Despite a career filled with laughter and success, Carrey has gone through deep self-reflection and personal growth. On top of that, his claims about Diddy's alleged exploitation of young artists for the benefit of Hollywood elites have sparked important conversations about taking advantage of power and mistreatment in the industry. Diddy, the founder of Bad Boy Entertainment, was famous for hosting his legendary white parties in the Hamptons, New York, from 2004 to 2009, with big-name celebrities like Reverend Al Sharpton attending. However, according to recent reports after those white parties came to an end, Diddy began throwing a very different kind of event.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
The indictment dating back to 2009 accuses Diddy, Sean Combs, of using force, threats, or coercion to make victims engage in intimate acts with male adult workers at events he called freak-offs. It claims Diddy, with the help of his associates, transported adult workers across state lines and internationally for these multi-day events.
The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial stickers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as cocaine, and which which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
During the freak-offs, Diddy allegedly provided victims with narcotics like ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB to keep them compliant. He reportedly participated in the events, sometimes filming the victims without their knowledge. Afterward, Diddy and the victims would receive IV fluids to recover. His staff helped arrange these events, ensuring hotels were stocked with illegal substances, baby oil, lubricant, linens, and special lighting.
That Diddy would bring male across state lines to participate in these freak-offs and essentially victimize. I mean, that's the way they're putting it. Some of the women who were pressured to be part of this.
Some of these secretive parties allegedly took place at Diddy's home. A Department of Homeland Security agent involved in a March raid of his Miami house told the New York Post that Diddy had rooms filled with adult toys, bondage gear, and hidden cameras, which were dedicated to intimate acts. The agent compared Diddy to Epstein, citing the extensive use of cameras.
Diddy at one of the parties that Cat Williams says, I don't care whether you're TD Jakes or Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
So
was saying it, Lil Rod, the former producer, filed the lawsuit, and he said every room in Diddy's mansions were wired with cameras. He had some of the footage, he had some of the pictures, and he displayed those in the lawsuit that came out. And this was used for blackmail material. They'd bring in these people. A lot of these people were also aspiring young artists in the music industry. And then these parties were sponsored by Motown Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. This goes all the way to the top.
The agent explained that guests at these parties were unknowingly recorded from multiple angles, with Diddy allegedly using the footage to blackmail victims into returning. The indictment claims some women, including teenagers, were coerced into freak-off sessions with male adult workers, often recorded while Diddy watched or pleasured himself. Sometimes Diddy would observe remotely from another room or on his phone. Diddy's staff allegedly played a key role in organizing these events, handling travel, booking hotel rooms, and stocking them with illegal substances, baby oil, lubricants, and extra linens. A DHS officer stated, "We have evidence showing many of these women felt they couldn't leave, and there is video footage showing some girls appearing disoriented while engaging in intercourse."
Are involved or were witnesses. They bring them in and they sort of lean on them, and it's sort of like, you're going to cooperate with us, or there's a possibility that you could face charges. So
the same source compared Diddy to Jeffrey Epstein, saying, "In my opinion, he's as bad as Epstein. These women are young, either barely legal or barely illegal."
But talking about the comparison between Epstein, there is one stark contrast, because Epstein was charged with respect to abusing minors, minor girls, and Combs, despite what you might have heard on other networks, and I unfortunately I've seen kind of misinformation, Combs currently is not charged with any crimes involving minors. And while there are some civil lawsuits that name Combs as having been accused of things like having underage girls at his parties or engaging in solicitation of minors, the indictment against him doesn't charge him with anything related to sex crimes with minors.
Diddy's attorney entered a not guilty plea after his arrest when U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin Tarnofsky denied bail. Diddy briefly looked back at his family before being escorted out. His lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, vowed to fight the charges, stating Diddy is innocent and will appeal the bail decision. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson described Diddy as a serial offender and obstructor. Agnifilo admitted Diddy isn't perfect, acknowledging his past substance use and toxic relationships, but said he's currently undergoing treatment. He argued the case involves a long-term consensual relationship that ended due to infidelity, hinting at Diddy's relationship with Cassie without directly naming her.
came to light in Cassie's lawsuit, where she talked about these freak-off parties that he would have at hotels in, she said, in Atlanta, Miami, LA, and New York.
And they were essentially, but the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, who filed this, laid this out at a press conference and specifically addressed the freak-offs.
Agnifilo argued that the freak-offs were consensual and part of Combs' relationship, stating it's not exploitation if everyone wants to be there, and accusing authorities of invading Combs' private life. He also denied ownership of the firearms found in Combs' closet, attributing them to a security company. Combs and his legal team have also denied similar allegations in other lawsuits.
Threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
As the industry deals with these accusations, the call for accountability and change is growing stronger. It's unclear whether Diddy will respond to the claims, but Jim Carrey's bold decision to bring these dark secrets to light is already shaking things up in Hollywood. But what's your take on what's really going on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.